I was eating 900 calories a day. I was absolutely tiny. I remember I would eat a Chinese and then go look in the mirror. I was so sure I could see it on my stomach. For me, it was literally life-changing. Body dysmorphia will always be there. You've just got to learn to manage it. And sometimes I do need to be like, stop being stupid. There will always be that stigma.
When I look at pole, it's almost got a sexual nature to it.
And when you see it from a strength perspective, it's really fucking hard. Some of these tricks, they require so much strength, so much body control. You see people doing it, but you don't see the years of training that goes into that. So the pandemic was the best thing that's ever happened to me, because that's when everything exploded for me online. I trained all the way through pregnancy. I went into early labour during kettlebell class.
Thank you so much for stopping on the podcast. We really do appreciate you taking your time to spend some time with us. We have found that a lot of people who stop on the podcast aren't actually subscribed to us, and we really want to help the podcast grow to help more people's performance and well-being. Because at the end of the day, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people out there who need to hear the messages that our top experts are speaking about. So if you could simply leave us a subscribe, leave us a follow, or even just leave a like and a comment, it would really help us grow and really get the podcast out to more people.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, guys. Welcome. It has been a little while. It hasn't actually, has it?
A week.
No. Becky, Dunn, the pole fitness girl. This is how I know you online. But she is an online S&C coach now. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good.
Sorry, that intro sucked.
You tried your best there.
I'm not known for intros, but
the pole girl will do.
The pole girl, that's going to capture, the hook is going to be the pole.
If you go into her Instagram, it is I would say mainly pole fitness based. I think that's where your strong suit is. It's actually really nice. We have had a calisthenics person on before, but it's nice to see a lady that has the ridiculous amount of strength that you have.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I'm actually a little bit intimidated by the fact that your handstands and skin the cat and like pull-ups and everything like that is better than mine. I thought I was fucking killing it.
I saw your challenge the other day. I want to give that a go, you know. I was pissed off that I didn't do it in the gym yesterday. Where you're hanging on the bar and you go side to side. I saw you do it and I was like, that is a piece
You'll nail that.
Me.
That's easier than it looks.
Yeah, but I didn't do it in the gym yesterday. I totally forgot.
Do you know what I did yesterday?
What?
You know Alex Honnold, the skyscraper guy?
Yeah.
He did these pull-ups where he like grabbed hold of the metal frame.
Yeah.
And he did pull-ups. Like
what?
Yeah.
What, like, were they wide or?
Yeah, so I think it's called box grip pull-ups. So you basically hold onto like the bulldog frame, like the square, like cube frame.
Can you put your fingers through the little holes in?
You're not supposed to. That's the only down.
Cheating?
I think so, because like if you slip into it and your thumb goes, you're not going to go into it. But yeah, I did that the other day to see if I could do it, and it's going to be interesting. It's coming out.
I did the little 2-finger pull-ups. They were fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pinky ones?
I hadn't tried pinky. I would though.
No?
You guys do need to come give it a go.
We will give pole a go.
Yeah,
I was going to say this. We really do
go.
need to give pole a go, because again, it would be great content. You'd be fine at it. I won't be.
Poles.
I do not love climbing poles. I'm literally, when it comes to calisthenics stuff, I know I've never done it.
Why is that? Because your legs are quite heavy in comparison.
Yeah,
You're quite a leg heavy guy, which does counteract against a lot of the.
Yeah, I would say that, but I don't like to make an excuse for it. I just don't train it.
But you haven't tried it?
Not really. No, it's not really been my kettle of fish. Like I've gone powerlifting, bodybuilding, and then floated between the two, and then I've been doing mainly like triathlons and that kind of stuff now. So
wow,
it doesn't really.
Yeah,
you can fit what you're doing.
Yeah, there is a point to it, but there isn't a point in that
pole,
definitive.
Though, like from an outside perspective, that's it. When I look at pole, it's almost got a sexual nature to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that was like the intended purpose when it first came out, and it was like stripped up or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of evolved into like this, like testing your strength on it 100%. In some way.
Yeah.
You know, is that the way it's going, or is that the way it was always intended?
It's a very so pole will always that will always be the origin of pole. That's where it started, and I think there will always be that stigma attached to it, and it's very prominent in our industry as well, of respecting the roots and you know, how it started and where it has evolved from. But then you have someone like me that, like, I love it from the gymnastics, fitness, calisthenics sense, and I do think it is evolving as a sport. I hope it will, and I hope it does continue, because it's really fucking hard. And when you see it from a strength perspective as well, like some of these tricks, they require so much body, like so much strength, so much body control. You know, essentially it is gymnastics, just the pole the other way around. But yeah, I think it does evolve, but you have schools within the industry that will, you know, that are really big on maybe hills and the sensual side of things. And then some schools that are more predominantly focused on fitness, like me. So it is evolving. But yeah, that is still where it originated from. And So I think you're not in two camps, but you're either really in it for the fitnessy side of it and being strong and really focusing on it like I am, or like people do it for a bit of everything really, like, and still do the heel side of it. And
nothing's wrong with it either. If it gets people into doing that kind of thing,
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And I can appreciate. I've never done pole fitness. I have hung off a strip pole at a club. Terrible. I just ended up sliding down into the ground. So I can appreciate there's a flow to things, because as with calisthenics, like when you get into a flow on a freestyle, there's like an art form to it.
Yeah, well, it's like that fluidity, right, of movement. Yeah. That takes that, like, it's exactly what you said. It's an art form. Like you see people doing it, and you're like, people are like, I want to be like that. I want to do that. And it's like, yeah, but you don't see the years of training that goes into that. You know, like it's muscle memory, it's patterns, it's exactly what you're saying with like calisthenics. When you know what you're doing and you can just do it with your eyes shut because you've done it so much.
So what's changed you to go down this S&C route? Because I believe 5-6 years ago when I looked at your Instagram, I think it was pole fitness focused.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And now it's changed slightly.
Yeah.
So what was the reason for that?
The big change for me happened on it, like during the pandemic. So the pandemic was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, and I know that's sort of against what quite a lot, like the experience it was for quite a lot of people, but for me it was literally life-changing. Like, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for the pandemic, because that's when everything exploded for me online. And because we were obviously stuck indoors, what I was doing was training kettlebells at home. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run an online kettlebell class. And I thought, you know what, if one or two people do it, it's fine. It's going to hold me accountable. I'll do it. Rob was doing it with me, and I was like, I'll just put it out to my community. And if people want to join me, great. And they did, and it evolved. And obviously I was then training kettlebells 3 times a week. So I put on a class Monday, Wednesday and Saturday morning. I did really, really, really well. I remember saying to Rob, like, I think I charged £5 for the class, right? And I was like, if this class takes off, I'd really like to buy myself a personalised kettlebell, because they were like 60 quid. But I was so like, oh, if it does take off, like maybe I'll make enough to get that little kettlebell. I did really, really, really well. And I used to write down all my workouts. So I had, like, over the year, or over the time we were in the pandemic, had all these little workouts that I'd written, which then evolved into the kettlebell plan. But to go back to your question, so I did the kettlebell workouts at home, then went back to the studio, and I was so fucking strong. The calisthenic type move, where like you come out to the side and hold. It's called an INX. I remember doing it and being like, it felt so easy. Like, do
you mean the human flag?
Pretty much, but my legs are in a straddle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like you come out to a human flag, but you're in a...
So you're the reason why there was a kettlebell shortage in lockdown?
Yeah, was there?
Because there was, yeah.
There was an equipment shortage.
The price of kettlebells went through the roof, like 200 quid. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
I do remember that actually, because people were then needing to buy additional kettlebells and were struggling to get them. Or
yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's so good that you kind of had that incentive to get people moving during lockdown. Like, similar to you, I still see the pandemic as a blessing. It's when I started as kind of like really low level coaching. I just got my sports and exercise science degree and was like, I don't have a PT qualification. I'm going to be really careful what I do here, because you do have to, and we know it as coaches now who are qualified coaches. You can't just go in guns blazing, changing everything in someone's diet, changing everything with someone's training program when you don't have a foundation. But I was like, I have a degree in this area.
I sort of know what I'm doing.
I have a really decent understanding. My whole dissertation was on movement patterns.
Yeah.
So like, when it came down to it, it was a blessing to teach people. And I think the same thing for you, though. You probably found it so uplifting and empowering, having so many people turn out to your classes.
I loved it. Like, I put on a dance playlist. It was just in my lounge. People, like my family were doing it as well. My mum was doing it. My sister-in-law was doing it. My sister was doing it with me every week, or every session I put on. So not only were like clients doing it, but at that point I wasn't a coach. I wasn't a strength and conditioning coach. I still did it. Like, I was still training in the gym and stuff, but I wasn't positioning myself as a strength and conditioning coach. So yeah, went back to the studio, did all this stuff, and I was like, fucking hell. Especially in comparison to the other instructors they didn't necessarily lose strength, but they weren't training like I was. And then I was like, it was almost like a light bulb moment. Like, there is something in this. And then I had all these workouts written down. So I then put that into a plan, did kettlebell plan 1. It was amazing it got amazing results. The demand for it was really, really high. People were like, can you bring out a kettlebell plan 2? I have people all the time ask me for a KB plan 3 and 4, and like, well, at some point you just got to stop writing.
Well, yeah.
But the response was so high. And then I was seeing people's results, that they were then getting the same results as me. But why I love it so much, and this is why I sort of really niche down into it, it's so transferable to like calisthenics. Do you do much kettlebell work at all?
No, very limited. Like, we're talking like single arm clean and press stuff, but not anything more than that and kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
So
when you start playing around with the kettlebell and you're using like bottoms up, do you train much kettlebells?
I've done a few. Like, I've do like Turkish get-ups, windmills, that kind of stuff. And the thing is, Marcin and I, do you know Marcin? Antonek?
I recognise that, no.
He loves his kettlebells too. I mean, he brought his whole set of kettlebells in, like up to, I think he's got up to 32s. And he brought them in and he was like, right, I'm going to teach you how to use some of these. I went, but I've only done back squats and shit like that. They're just going to be mad. He taught me like Turkish get-ups, windmills, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's a completely different movement pattern that I'm using. But get-ups, you can literally do a Turkish get-up. And I've had clients do it where it's basically a full body strength, a full body mobility, and also taxing on your coordination. I love it.
Love it.
It's so good.
You don't see hardly anybody doing them in the gym.
Nope.
No.
You hardly see anyone doing Turkish get-ups, and they are fucking hard. And I say to my clients all the time, because I run 2 in-person kettlebell classes, so I'm running a KB class tonight. I say to the girls, like, if I could do any move, like one move, if I could only do one move for the rest of time, Turkish get-up would be it.
That's an interesting one. What would yours be?
It would be the same, because I understand the principle of it. It's like basically 5 movement patterns in one.
Yeah, and it works over 600 muscles, like the little muscle, like it works everything.
What would you go for?
Do you know what? I'm a pull-up guy, but if we're talking about every muscle, I can see why you would choose that. I can't think of actually one I'll choose.
I was going to say, in my head, but just went pull-up for some reason. It's because I only ever see you do pull-ups.
It's pull-up.
Just do so many pull-ups. I love why you're so good at it.
I love pull-ups, man. No, but it's something different. When you take that horizontal bar and you make it vertical, it changes the game.
Yeah. Like I say, you come and try it. We'll do a piece of content part 2. I'd love that.
I did do a human flag once, like full.
Yeah.
But that was on horizontal bars. Like the ladder type.
Yeah.
Which is obviously
fine.
a lot easier.
Even better on a pole, because those ladder bars, the spacing of your arms is dictated to you.
Yeah.
Where like when you're on a pole, you can position your push and pull to how you need it for your body.
Yeah.
Positioning.
I like that you said it's transferable, because bodyweight also to some degree, but I think with the kettlebell you do have a bit more control over the weights, the load of it. Whereas with your bodyweight, you need a bit more expertise around how to adjust your body position. I think that's more challenging for people.
Yeah.
I think with a kettlebell, it's like, do this movement and now just add more weight. It's like a bodybuilding style, isn't it, in some way?
Yes, it's really interesting, because I know you guys will be chatting to Rob. Me and Rob go back and forth on this all the time. Because Rob loves kettlebell training, but it obviously has its limits. Because he always says to me, well, you can't train chest properly with kettlebells. And I'm like, well, you can, but you can't load it as much, but you can still train chest in there's quite a unique way of training chest, I think, especially if you've got 2 kettlebells and you do a press up down on 2 kbs and get that depth. Obviously, like if you're doing chest press, if you're doing like a floor press, you're hindered to where you can't get the depth, and sometimes you can't get the weight through it. So we always go back and forth on KP training for the chest.
Do you know what piece of kit that I bought in lockdown? So I only really had the money at the time to buy one piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, what should I buy? Should I buy kettlebells? Like, if I'm going to buy a kettlebell, I need a heavy one and a light one.
Yeah, you do need 2. That's a big common mistake, I think, with people who KP
I bought a weighted vest.
Did you?
That you can take the weights out, a bulldog one. So
Yeah.
kilos out. And I did kettlebell swings with it, single arm shoulder press with it.
Yeah.
It was like very unstable,
as
you can imagine, because it's all floppy. But I could do pull-ups, I could do loaded marches with it. It was great.
I like marches.
Do you?
Yeah, like overhead marches. I did a lot of them when I was pregnant too, because you can't directly train, like you have to be really careful how you train them.
You do, yeah.
So I did a lot of overhead marches and stuff, and I think it's great. But more than anything, kettlebell training, the way in which it challenges your stability and mobility and strength, all of it, like it's so transferable to pole, because when there's a specific move in pole, a grip that we use called twisted grip, where you internally rotate the shoulder to its like absolute end range of motion, and then I'm hanging off that. So when I'm hanging off the side of the pole, a lot of the time I'm in that twisted grip. In order for me to feel strong through there, which I do feel so strong, I need all the little stabilizing muscles around the shoulder to be strong.
Yeah.
And that is what kettlebell training trains.
Was there a specific kettlebell exercise that built that particularly, or was it a combination?
Not a combination of everything. But then when you start getting comfortable with kettlebell training, like when you start training like bottoms up, so you're loading here, you know, and it's so funny because when I teach it, all the girls will they might be shoulder pressing, I don't know, let's say 12 or 14. And then you go to do bottoms up and you have to drop down to a 6 or an 8. And they're like, yeah, but I can't really press the weight for it. And I'm like, that's not the point of it. You know, and I think recognizing that this is your strength exercise, and a bit like a windmill isn't really one. I mean, if you can weight load it in terms of like progressively weight loading, fantastic. But it's more about the mobility. And that's what like bottoms up is about, like really channeling that stability through those movements.
Do you ever find it a challenge to get people to come away? Because I don't know if you get any of the ladies that come your way, and blokes probably too, that come your way, to kind of bring them away from the like bodybuilding, powerlifting dynamic that's in throughout gyms, and then understand the principles that you teach?
So if I'm programming someone, if I'm doing a program for someone that's going to the gym, I will, interestingly, still program compound movements, and then I use kettlebells as an accessory work. Because the reason why I heavily kettlebell train is because I'm at the studio. If I was in the gym, I probably would I would be doing my compound movements still, and then using kettlebell work as accessory work. But this is coming from a place of only using kettlebells, and then realizing that you can use kettlebells, but 95% of my client base are people that want to work out at home.
Yeah.
So if you want to work out at home, you know, it aligns with that. But if I do have clients that go to the gym, I will program still compound movements, a bit of, you know, depending on what they want, what their areas of weakness are, and then use the accessory work of like swings, Turkish get up, halos, stuff that I think are quite essential.
Well, the interesting thing though is that there's still a bodybuilding element to this training.
Yeah.
I think people, when you think bodybuilding, it's like, oh, being big as possible, but it's not. Like, I often say to my 71-year-old client in Harbour over there that she's a bodybuilder.
I bet she loves it.
Just because she's doing, you know,
she's doing the bodybuilding
8-12 reps on a certain movement. And I'm like, well, you're technically a bodybuilder. Because what does it actually mean? You're building your body. And
can I tell you what I think the difference is though?
Yeah.
Which you don't get with kettlebell training.
Yeah.
You don't get to train the isolation muscles as much. You don't get to, or shall I say, you don't get to isolate the muscles. So you can do the biceps and triceps.
Yeah.
Still, actually you can with the biceps, because you can train like hammer, and you can change the way that you hold the KB, and you can do single and come across. But that's, for me, I think when you do bodybuilder training, you really work on, like if you're going to train legs, if I program legs into my kettlebell workout, it tends to be like a squat or a lunge, something that works the whole leg. If you're bodybuilder training, and I could be wrong, but this is how my vision of it. If you're bodybuilder training, you're going in, you're training quads, hamstring, calves, you know, and you're really breaking down and isolating.
I hate it. And it's coming from a bodybuilder.
Someone who's done shows.
Yeah. I like, at the time it was great, but like looking back on it, it was such a waste of time in the gym. Like the amount of you get back from it is just not worth it.
This is it. And so I have clients that will come to me and say they're training at the moment in the gym, and they're doing an upper, a lower, and like I don't know, like a core and cardio day. And I always say to people, that's fine. I'm going to program you to full body training. I want you to trust me. If you really don't like it, we'll take you back to your way of training. But I want you to trust me for like 6 weeks and see how you feel. Because when I train clients, the training's the secondary. Pole and area will always be number one. We're training for that, not the other way around. So when you're bodybuilder training, like, yes, you're training 5 days a week because you're training for aesthetics and physique. You know, we're training for a sport. So you got to be careful what you do, how you do it, how many times a week you do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit different.
And it's interesting when you say about sport, obviously we just spoke about, like, you know, I do triathlons and stuff like that. And it's interesting when I program for that versus the bodybuilding side, because I could go in and easily, as you say, train 4 or 5 times a week and it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah. One of the days in the middle, maybe a cardio session or something. Yeah. But so many of the things that you read in some of the literature and studies is all about recovery. And I think that's something people lose out so much when they go into this kind of hypertrophy. They just don't understand the recovery principle. Now, I did have this question for you regarding kettlebell training in particular. Obviously you can have some beasts of workouts in there, but would you say the recovery is on par of doing like a hypertrophy workout to failure as doing a kettlebell workout? And would your recovery time be pretty linear between the two?
I think it depends on what you're doing in your KB workout. Because you can, if you did a KB workout that has like maybe a 10-minute hit or an EMOM, or like, actually, let's say we did a 10-minute EMOM and then you did a bit of strength work, you know, the way in which you've used your energy throughout that session, you know, and how heavy you've gone. I think it all depends on what your kettlebell session what that looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say, let's say you program one of your ladies then in that case, and they come to you, they've done the classic glute session, they do their RDLs, their hip thrusts, their whatever else they want to throw in there, and they've come to you and start doing one of your kettlebell workouts, and you're programming for a glutes kettlebell workout. Would their DOMs be the same as doing that RDL workout of the same intensity?
I actually don't know, because I don't actually train kettlebell work for specific.
Okay.
All of my kettlebell workouts are full body.
Okay.
So I would say probably not, because if you were going glute specific, I would always say because I think what you can load for a barbell versus a kettlebell is so much different. So if I had a client come into me saying, I really want to train my glutes, I probably wouldn't be advising them to kettlebell train glute specific, because the weight they can, you try and pick up a 60 kg kettlebell. It's fucking heavy as shit.
It's very heavy.
Yeah. So
I've never even picked one up. Have you got those?
I haven't, but the gym I was at before had a 60 kg and I picked it up. It was really heavy.
Nice.
You couldn't ask someone like a 50 kg girl to pick up a 60. So and this is the thing, and this is where I'm really, really, really realistic. I love kettlebell training, and I think it has its place for what I like to do and for getting you strong through that range of motion. If you're coming to me as a client and you're saying, sorry, I'm going to make you turn this on.
That's right.
My mum. No.
God damn it, Mum.
You know how many times my mum calls me during class? And I record my classes. She'll video call me, and I'm like, and it comes through the speaker.
Yeah, because your phone's connected, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, Mum, I can't. And she's like, hi, love.
It was like, hi, thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
I've had that.
I have to, Mum, say hello to everyone. You're live. I think you have to be really realistic as a coach, and this is where I think experience comes in as well. And I'm not married to kettlebells. Like, I love kettlebell training. I will always think that it is best if you want to get strong, if you can only train at home. I think for stability and working the stabilizing muscles around the shoulder, it's fantastic. But if you were coming to me and say, I want to build my glutes, yes, we could program maybe some volume for kettlebells, but it's the biggest muscle in the body. You need to load it, and you're only going to load that by going to the gym. So I think in that sense, you probably would get more fatigue through.
We can't deny that bodybuilders, obviously we're talking like the Chris Bumsteads of the world.
Yeah.
Huge. Their style of training is effective for that sport. So the way to build a glute, you would want to take principles from bodybuilding to build the glute. If that's your primary focus. And I'm glad you said that, because there are a lot of people that are married to the idea of one form of training.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like this is why my training is calisthenics first, and then bodybuilding elements added in, because I like to have the aesthetic side. And calisthenics doesn't quite build the areas that I want to build. For example, calisthenics isn't known for big legs.
Yeah.
Strong legs, even though you can to a degree. So I supplement that with bodybuilding specific training. But that's a very important thing to mention to people, because a lot of people don't really care about being bodybuilder size anyway.
No.
Most people want to have athletic shape, look toned.
Well, we're changing in the industry now, aren't we? If you think about how people viewed physiques, I mean, you still get those bros who are like, I want big lats and all that kind of stuff. But I do think we're transitioning a bit into more of an athletic look, definitely between males and females.
Say that, but actually 1920s or World War II, back in the schools then, they were doing physical exercise. Everyone was athletic. We're actually going backwards, if anything, because there's people now that obviously are in the bodybuilding place that are trying to get fucking massive and big fucking GH bellies and stuff. It looks disgusting. But then you've got people that have always wanted to have that calisthenic strength, and we actually lost it, if anything, because schools took it out.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the 1920s when they were doing calisthenics in the schoolyard?
Monkey bars across.
It was mainly men, because back then, I don't want to go into the male-female dynamic back then, but obviously females weren't.
I think we all know in the 1920s.
They were supposed to do gymnastics and stuff, and the guys were doing all the bodyweight stuff. But back then, the athletic physique was the standard. Everyone had it from school.
We've got a gymnastics bar in our lounge. So Roman, we get Roman hanging on it all the time. He's so from just such a young age, wants to hang off stuff. So he hangs every day. His dead hang is so strong for a 2-year-old. I'm like, you are fucking strong.
He's just there all day, just like this, just having a good time.
Periods throughout the day, he'll just run and go hang off his bar.
Really?
And he has to climb to hang off it. So it's his feet don't touch the floor. And I'm like, yes, building a little mini athlete.
What do you think that is? Genetics? As in because of your genetics?
Maybe.
Because
he's seen you do it.
But this is the thing, when he comes to the studio with me, okay, he has seen me on the pole and hoop, but not enough. And he'll run into the studio, he'll hang off the hoops, just dead hang off the hoops and swing. He'll climb the pole or try and swing around the pole and puts his feet on perfect form. I'm like, You are a stud. But like, the reason why we got him a gymnastics bar, honestly, he hangs off the fridge, hangs off the toilet, like the sink, like anything he can grip and hang, he'll just put his feet up, and I'm like, we need to get this boy something to...
Well, I've heard this about kids, babies in particular, that they have a perfect squat mechanics.
I'm not surprised.
And as they get older, like they can unlearn it because of the way we live. Is there maybe something to do with that? Like they just got that really light frame.
Well, you've seen a kid squat, right? Like if Rose squats, he'll squat like arse to grass.
Yeah,
like
sorted. Yeah, big flat, easy.
Down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their mobility is insane. So yeah,
we lose that kind of flexibility so much throughout the years, don't we? I definitely lost. Unfortunately, I went down I say unfortunately, I played football for years. So as soon as I started training in the gym, my hamstrings were screaming at me. They're like, you shouldn't move this way. It's just this. This is what I should do.
Yeah.
What I wanted to touch on, and I think this would be a really interesting conversation, functional fitness.
Oh, yeah.
The definition of functional fitness as well. So for you, Becky, what would you define as functional fitness?
I think functional fitness is like all round. Are you strong? Are you fit? Are you mobile? Are you flexible? But I'm not talking like splits, flexible. I'm talking sort of, are you a well-rounded athlete? Can you do a bit of everything? Can you run? How's your VO2 max? Can you lift heavy? Can you do stuff that challenges your mobility? And by that, I mean like windmills. Stuff that requires unique movement patterns. That to me is functional fitness, training and incorporating a bit of everything into your routine.
So this is a question then. What's more functional? A bodyweight squat or a hack squat?
I think bodyweight all day long.
Yeah.
I think bodyweight over... This is my personal stance on it too. It's a bit like when clients will say to me, "Oh, I would have programmed them." I always program free weight. I think machines have their place and they're amazing for certain aspects. But if you can train free weight always for the challenge of the stability and like, it's all you, right? And I have a client be like, yeah, well, I did this today, but I did it on the Smith machine. I'm like, why? Why? I programmed a free weight squat using a barbell. Why have you used a Smith machine?
I hate a Smith machine, but I can see why people do it.
I can too as well, by the way. I absolutely can. Again, there's a time and a place, and it goes back to not being married to certain aspects. But if you're going to ask me if a machine or free weight, regardless of its body weight, I think that...
The reason why I ask you that is because there's people online, like coaches online, that are like strong men.
Yep.
And they love a machine. And they say, well, functional is dependent on the sport. And it's like, no shit. But like an exercise that's functional in my eyes is something that transfers to a lot of different disciplines.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, if you build the bodyweight squat and you have that stability and that depth and mobility, you can then do the hack squat. But if you do the hack squat, and that's all you do, and then you try and do a squat.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't transfer it.
No, you can't.
100%. And when we talk about functional, can you bend down and pick something up without getting excruciating back pain? Like day-to-day movement patterns, functional fitness that, like you say, transfers over to everyday life. Can you farmer's carry? You're shopping. Can you get all 10 bags
in one hand?
Yeah, and kettlebell.
I used to do this actually when I used to do a Lidl shop. So I used to live in Fremantle to the Lidl in Shirley, and what was about a 20-minute walk. I challenged myself every day on my Strava by starting off to see how quick I could walk back with 2 whole shopping bags.
Yeah.
I didn't weigh them, but the thing is, it's that fact that people can't do this, and that concerns me.
It's just a man thing.
No,
is that you as well? Is that a girl thing?
Get as many bags in your hand as you can and fucking lend them in.
It's a man thing. Like how much I can lift.
I'm not going back to the car.
Same.
I will get it on. I'll split the bags away if I have to.
I've had to use my fucking lips to open my door once because like. And I looked disabled. I'm like,
just trying to get there. But it is fascinating, isn't it, that we're obviously speaking to an audience right now, and there will be people within it who do bend down. They are in pain. They have really tight hamstrings. Now, what would you say to the person? Obviously, we're speaking of your pole fitness, the kettlebell side of things. How do people get into this kind of thing? What kind of route would you give to a complete beginner?
What if they were? Again, though, it's I'm asking because I'm going to ask questions back because I think there's so many more variables. Is this person just going to the gym? Are you talking about a pole? Like
complete beginner. Say they're sat on the sofa right now.
Yeah.
They don't go to the gym. They've never trained before in their life, but they want to get to a position where they're moving functionally and able to do, say, even get into pole and aerial work.
Yeah. Body weight. Yeah, that would always be my starting point. Like exactly what you said. Like what's the point of you trying to back squat or do on any variation if you can't master the perfect form in its truest form? Then you can load. And then when you load, so if I had a brand newbie now, the thing is, this is where it's difficult for me because anybody who comes to me will have a baseline of fitness. I never, ever, ever have like someone that's never been in the gym.
Yeah.
Or even if they haven't been in the gym, they've done a little bit of weight work. And all of my clients are polars or aerialists, have like maybe 1% that's not. So and again, everyone who I work with, they're training for like a specific trick, or they're at a specific level in their journey where they hit a plateau, and everyone's the same. Like when I'm like, what are you working on at the moment? And I'll know exactly what they're working on or where they're stuck. So there's already a good strong baseline of fitness. But if I had a complete newbie, it would be bodyweight. And you might work on bodyweight for a week or two, maybe 2. And then start to progress. I actually think about it a bit like when I was postpartum, I was so strict with my recovery going back, so I didn't fuck anything up, because I just didn't want to put myself in a position where like I couldn't do what I love to do because I rushed my recovery. And I did a week. My first week back was breathing exercises for a week. Then it was body weight. Then it was with a resistant band. Then it was with a really light kettlebell. And then I progressed from there. And I'd probably take, obviously not a light for light postpartum recovery, but that's probably how I would go if you're talking with a brand new person.
What must that have been like, going through pregnancy, doing what you do for a living, and having to train through it and show people that
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting because women who are pregnant, it's really, really interesting because it all depends on you and your energy levels and so many different external factors. I was really, really lucky. I had a really smooth sailing pregnancy. I trained all the way through pregnancy. I taught a kettlebell class on the Monday. I went into early labour during kettlebell class. Didn't realise I was just doing a bent over row. We were 14 and I was like, I got a bit of a cramp and I was like, maybe I'm going a bit too heavy. So I went down, left it, taught pole, and I did a story that night on Insta. I was like, guys, I am fucking pregnant today. Like I was like, I felt really, really big, and I went to go train something on pole, and all my instructors were so sweet because they were like, whenever I'd do anything going upside down, they were like, you're fine. And I remember trying to do a move where I needed to thread my leg through, and I couldn't get through because I was too big.
Wait, you were actually doing pole while I was pregnant as well?
Yeah, I did the whole way throughout. Okay. So then I did it that night, Monday night, taught kettlebells, taught pole. 4 hours later, my water's broke.
Mate, Roman inside you was like, what the fuck is going on?
It is. So I remember when, because Rob used to say to me all the time, like, please be careful. And I was still doing flips, everything. Yeah. I actually stopped doing flips at about 35 weeks, because one day I did a flip off the pole and I felt his head drop a little bit. And I was like, fuck. I'm not doing that again. I'm actually going to be really careful now.
That's such a weird...
It's a question though, because there's stuff you should avoid when you do pregnancy.
Yeah.
Is there certain exercises you should not do on pole? Is there like some written information on it anywhere?
No.
None?
No.
How?
It's the same with anything though. If you're experienced, providing that your body... So one thing I didn't learn anything new, and I didn't do anything that made me feel uncomfortable, made me don't. So, the coning that you get. So if I coned at any point, I stopped, which is really, really annoying because I couldn't do pull-ups. But I could still pull up. But when I did a pull-up, I was coning.
What do you mean by coning?
So when women are pregnant, because the abs separate, if you do anything where the core engagement isn't, which is so weird because my core is really strong and I really tried with all the engagement, but whatever was happening, I was still coning. But it's basically where there's too much pressure in the abdomen, and then it will like bulge out. So if you ever do anything that does that bulging, you need to stop.
My mum was telling me about this the other day, Cheryl. She was saying that when she was after she was pregnant, her abs separated and there's like this like bulge. Yeah. That's great. I thought like obviously the abs stay connected unless they tear.
No, the abs separate.
Yeah.
And you can monitor you can monitor your ab separation now. You'll be able to feel it. It's just above the belly button and it should be about 1 or 2 fingers. When you're pregnant, it goes to about 3 finger gap. And then when you're recovering, as everything comes back together, you want to get that back to where it was. So that's where you need to be really, really careful. But because they do separate, obviously then if there's too much pressure in the abdomen, it will bulge up and out. That's where you need to stop. So there was stuff that you need to be careful of, but I think the biggest thing when you're pregnant is just not doing anything that you're uncomfortable with and following basic guidelines. So like not doing crunches. That I never trained the core directly, but I was still able and still could do the human flag the whole way throughout pregnancy.
That's crazy.
Because it uses your lats and your obliques.
Yeah. which doesn't cause the coning issue.
No.
Yeah.
Obviously it was.
But that's
it obviously got heavier and heavier and harder and harder.
It's like, to be fair, you're talking about weighted vest. You had your own weighted vest for the whole time, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's so strong. You must have done. You must come away and be like, I knew it. I should have kept training the whole time. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. I, more than anything, I just wanted to show women that you can keep going.
Yeah.
You can train during pregnancy.
Which is so important.
Which is great. And obviously, like, for you already were strong before pregnancy, which, you know, obviously I'm guessing if you're pregnant for the first time and you haven't trained, probably not the best time to go crazy into like...
And also because I was teaching, there was always, it wasn't pressure, because pressure's the wrong word maybe to use. There was this like external sort of, I needed to be at the studio. I had my class. I could have had somebody cover it, but I didn't want to because I felt good enough to keep going. I mean, there were some days where I was like, fucking hell, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I really, really don't. And then I would do a kettlebell class and feel fantastic. Like the endorphins that I got off the back of that class, I was like, I feel amazing. So yeah, but it was really, really good.
So there's obviously going to be benefits for having the child itself by exercising, right?
Oh my God,
like,
huge benefits.
What kind of benefit, like, you know, just for the newbies out there, obviously, including myself, what would you say are
asking for a friend?
Yeah, asking for a friend. What would you say are the benefits, so that anyone that is thinking of doing some form of exercise whilst they're pregnant, like what are the benefits that the child actually gets from that specifically?
I don't actually know the specific benefits.
Okay.
But I like directly to the baby, other than the fact that it's the benefits that the mum gets. You know, like the keeping you fit and active, you know, it only directly impacts the baby as well, in terms of like, I'm assuming what's happening internally in the body, like with any of the benefits that when we exercise.
Does the baby also get some of the hormonal benefits that you get? So if you get
like the endorphin, absolutely. That's what I was going to say, like blood flow, like you know, when the blood's pumping and stuff like that. I think all of those benefits. I can't say the exact. Yeah. I don't want to get it wrong.
That's fair.
I don't want to get it wrong.
I did see things about women who train through pregnancy, their babies come out with a higher lean muscle mass percentage. The benefits to your child that I've seen another study like that as well, that are directly linked to their physique and their genes and stuff like that. But I don't know the specifics of.
Well, I've also heard about that as well. Like if you're in great shape, there's a higher likelihood that genes will pass on to your child. But if you're not in great shape, even if, for example, you were in great shape, then you spent 6 months eating McDonald's and got out of shape, and then you had a baby, you could actually counteract all of that previous.
So they absolutely, because they feel everything you do. So then all the endorphins that you get, not that alone is like, they feel that. But I think the biggest benefit for me is that I still ate incredibly well. So Roman, all the nutrients that he was getting, really interestingly, actually, I don't want to go off topic too much, unless you guys
go for
about it.
We are the Waffle Podcast.
I was carnivore during pregnancy. Yeah. So I was carnivore for about 2 years, and I fell pregnant on a carnivore diet. And I said to Rob, if my bloods come back, because you have your bloods taken all the time when you're pregnant, I was like, if my bloods come back and any levels are flagged, I will come away from carnivore immediately. I sat in with my midwife, and she said to me, I have never seen bloods as good on a pregnant person as I have on you. So whatever you're doing, don't stop. Keep doing it. So I stayed carnivore all throughout pregnancy as well. So it's really interesting actually, because I remember when Roman first ate a burger, like we make them like homemade,
mince.
Absolutely. And he smashed it like it was chocolate, right? He was like just eating it, because that's all I ate when I was carnivore was mince, and obviously like a couple of other things like avocado and eggs and stuff like that, and fruit. But I was like, that explains it. Like, he loves mince. And I'm like, no wonder. Like, that's all he ate. That's all the nutrients that he was getting when I was pregnant. But I was eating like lean meats, fruit, eggs, avocado, good food. I drink loads of water, which you do as a byproduct of training. Yeah. So I think more than anything, that's what the baby gets.
So it wasn't quite like what Liver King did with his child, where he got him to eat a raw liver from an animal that just been recently killed.
Saw that.
Yeah.
You can see he didn't really want to do it. Did you see it? Did you see it on the documentary?
Yeah.
Wild, isn't it?
Yeah. He's just holding his hands like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
It's exactly. You can see he's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's mad though, but that's like an extreme like level of carnivore.
Yes, it is. And we also, whenever I say about carnivore, we still had fruit. So I was still getting my carbs, but I was eating a lot of fruit.
Okay.
But I just wasn't having a direct.
Why did you stop?
I think we stopped because I actually don't really know. I think it was more for the convenience of eating with Roman. Like, so now we I still eat mince every day. I eat mince and rice. I'm the most boring person you'll ever.
Well, both my meals are mince today.
Yeah, and it will be. Yeah, I say mince and rice.
I legit just had chili con carne.
I fucking love chili. So every day I'll have mince and rice, and Roman eats that with me. He loves it.
Yeah.
So, but I think we introduced it so that we could eating together as a family is really, really important. And I don't know what those macros would look like on a child. And I'm not saying I do Roman's macros, but like Roman needs,
interesting though.
Roman needs about 1,000 calories a day. And I use that as a like a comparison when I'm speaking to clients. I know you were going to, like, I think this is one of the sort of questions that you marked up, but one of my biggest sort of things that I come across is getting people to realize that being strong and focus on being strong is so important. So making sure you're fueling your body. And then I use that as a comparison to when they're under eating. I'm like, listen, my 1-year-old, at the time, but my 2-year-old now eats 1,000 calories a day.
How much protein is he on a day?
Easily like 90 grams.
Sorted. Easy stuff.
I saw one of my clients this week when I was looking at her food. She has two medium eggs and some bacon for breakfast. And I was thinking, like, Roman has 2 large eggs every day on toast, smashes it, then we'll have more. I'm like, mate, come on, you need to up your breakfast a little bit.
Do you know what I don't get is when people say to me, I struggle to get my protein in, and then I'm like, why? Like, break it down. I look at their meal, it's like I've had 100 grams of chicken or something. I'm like, well, why don't you just do 200 grams? Do the maths. Like,
yeah.
It's so fucking easy. Like, well, at least I find it easy, and I think I know why, because we've done it for a long time. But
I don't need supplements to hit my protein at all.
People just don't plan very well, and they're not used to it. And if you just planned it in your calendar to go actually buy that much protein and make it and eat it and then get used to it, you'd be surprised.
Most mince meals take like half. Like, I do this Korean beef dish that I do for lunch every single day.
Yum.
Absolutely love it. But it takes me 30 minutes to prep for 7 days. That's normally somebody's full cooking window for cooking for one meal of an evening. I'm like, I don't understand why people can't get behind the principle more. I do understand we've all got different backgrounds, but I do think sometimes there's a caveat of I'm tired, and I'm tired comes into the mix a lot when these meals come in. Yeah, busy people come into the mix, but you've got to understand it's going to make you feel better. So it's like a trade-off. Yeah.
Well, I say to people, like, don't think about it as food prepping. You don't need to bulk make your food for the week, but plan your meals so you have the food in at least.
Yeah.
You know, so if you know that on Monday I'm going to have fajitas, Tuesday I'm going to have chili, Wednesday I'm going to have whatever you're going to have, a curry.
There's got to be a salmon dish somewhere, right?
I hate fish.
Oh, okay.
You're not a fish eater.
No, I wish I was. I honestly would give anything to eat salmon.
No, salmon is like the worst meal of the week for me, but I have to.
I love a salmon. I ordered a salmon down the pub the other day.
Yeah.
It's nice salmon.
What, from down a pub? What pub?
It's a good pub. It was Cowards.
Wetherspoons.
Oh, Cowards. Their menu's banging.
Yeah, salmon was great. I got recommended.
I wish I liked salmon. I really, really do.
Is it just like the taste?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so bad because I just won't try it. Let's move on, because if Rob gets hold of this information, he's the type of person that'd be like, "We haven't tried it, so how can you say?" And I'm like, "No,
you hadn't. Get him to watch the podcast.
You've never tried salmon?
No,
I'm not gonna lie, Becky. This comes out a week before Rob's on this podcast, so he might watch this before it comes on.
I'm like, no, it's fine. I'd rather just.
That's fair though.
It's the smell as well.
Honestly, I've been doing
fish.
I've been like trying to make these meals that are viral on Instagram, right? And they honestly, sometimes they're too complicated. People don't eat like that. People don't eat fucking 20 ingredient recipe meals. They look great and they're like, oh, I'll try that one day. They never do. Most people eat like the same shit every other day, and that's actually really fine. But if you're actually looking at someone that's really in shape that you aspire to be like, so let's say and that could be someone in your gym, maybe someone in your studio that you're like, she looks really good. I want to like that. Yeah. You ask what you eat, what they eat. Like, I don't deviate from what I eat at all. Like, I literally have 50 grams of rice, 250 grams of mince with a nice little sauce on it, with some broccoli, twice a day.
Done.
Eggs for breakfast.
Yeah.
There's no deviation.
No.
It's so fucking simple.
It is simple, but people just want to, I think they want to be able to turn around when they've gone for a lunch or someone and be like, oh, I had this really nice like avocado smash on toast that took me about 40 minutes to make, or some crazy dish, isn't it, that people just don't seem to understand that it's not about that. It's about the uber consistency you build. And I think that is something that no matter how many times we say it, is until someone actually does it, they don't realise it, do they?
Yeah. I think you need to realise the benefits that it gives you.
Put it in your calendar. Like, once it's actually managed time-wise, suddenly you just do it. Like, most people that I say you struggle with their protein intake, they don't have a calendar. So it's like, how do you know what you're doing every day? It's like,
diary management is everything. Like my diary is down to a T.
Color coded, all that. Google Calendar.
Google,
of course.
always. Whenever someone sees my calendar, they're like, "Fucking hell!"
I schedule what I'm doing on a weekend. Like it's all planned out, managed on a weekend.
Even down to like, I'm going away on workshops on this weekend, right? So I need to leave my house at 8:30 in the morning. Whenever I teach workshops, there's a 15-minute gap between workshops, and I'm back to back. My body, like, it's demanding. So I need to go and plan. Like, I will never go out anywhere and not have the food ready.
Do you plan your meal times in your calendar? I mean, do you go that?
Yes. My lunch is planned in every day for 12:30. So it'll be in around that area. But more than anything, just blocking out that time for me as well.
Same. Yeah,
I carve it out and be like, right, I'm stopping work now.
I've started doing it too.
Take note, guys and girls. Yeah. Take note. Take note.
But also, like, deep work. Deep work is really, really important. So scheduling deep work, then my little gaps. But I say to clients, like, even down to scheduling when you're going to wash your hair. You know, you need to know this stuff. You need to know when you're going to be doing it. But going back to, like, if I've got busy weekends like I have this weekend, I need to be prepped. So today, whilst I was cooking my lunch, I make these little oat balls. They're amazing. They're just like oats, peanut butter, honey and chia seeds with a bit of coconut in them, and literally put them in the fridge. They're a great pre-workout. I made them so that I specifically have them because I'm out all day tomorrow, and then Saturday morning I'm off. So today is the only window from pre-planning that I know I'm going to be able to do it because I need them for Friday, Saturday morning. Because again, I don't want to leave myself in a position where I'm not fueled. And I think that's ultimately what it comes down to all the time. And I say to my clients, like, I'd never go to the studio when I train, my training time, as if, like, you know, when you guys do your training time, would you ever go and do a session not fueled? No. Like, I would never do a session not fueled. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to planning, you have to plan because you don't want to be... I always say to pollers as well, like, pole's really expensive. It's like... Actually, I don't think it is that expensive in comparison to, like, other stuff. But
I used to do the old fasted cardio, didn't I? Back in the day.
But bodybuilding, right?
Back in the day, yeah.
It's really interesting with some studies that have come out about fasting, especially with women.
Yeah.
They said how much fasting isn't good for the lady to do.
Good, because cortisol levels are so high, so you need something to bring it back down. So if you don't, your body's constantly in a fight or flight state. Yeah. You know, but I used to train fasted. I love training fasted. It's not good for you though.
No. Yeah. I mean, there's a, I don't know. In some ways it has been really beneficial in sessions, and in some other ways it hasn't. Like when you have to digest food, like, you feel lighter.
I agree.
That's what I felt. But there is a slight lack of energy with higher intensity high volume training. That was the only downside I found.
I just again, it depends what you're doing. Like, if I want to go to the studio and I want a really strong, powerful session, and I'm running on empty, how can I expect my body to operate?
This man hasn't done it yet.
What, fasted?
Nope.
I have done.
Got to try it.
Fasting.
I do not need to try it. It will not be a thing I'm doing.
Once,
I'm not doing.
But if you want to be a man of flavour and balance, you need to experience.
You still do it.
Ain't no flavour in it. No. I don't do it because I've always said this to you. I'm a hungry man. I like to eat. That is just me. I know it. And the times I have ever done any exercise fasted, it's an easy run. I don't need fueling for an easy run, even like a 30-minute easy.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
If it's sprint,
gone for a run.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You know, it's different. But I will never do a gym session fasted, because even today, for example, with all the sessions I was doing this morning, I was like, I've got to train at 12. But 12 is an awkward time because I need to be here at 1:30 if I got it for 1:30. I need to be here for 1:30. So I've got 45 minutes to train, but I don't really want to eat before because it's not going to digest in time because it's a proper meal. So you got to do this kind of working out of time. But no, fast is just not for me, to be honest. It's just, I personally know me and I know I don't enjoy it.
I'm the same. I get up and I'm ravenous. Like, I need the food.
Same. Yeah, I hold off for an hour now just because I like doing all my stuff beforehand, like stretching, mobilising as per usual, showers.
Every morning.
Yep. Yeah, every morning. Because the thing is, for me, and I said this earlier on, I was such an immobile human being.
Right.
I had really shit mobility in my squat, really shit mobility on my RDLs. I've still got videos to this day when I used to ego lift the RDLs that I was doing like it down to mid-thigh and thinking I was really strong. I wasn't. I just physically couldn't go lower because I didn't try the range and didn't test the range.
Yeah.
So until I started integrating a daily stretch routine, which I do and do change depending on what muscles or what joints need a little bit more work, then it's part and parcel of my day. I feel so good after I've done it, and it is a kind of a full body flow, but it's not this kind of strict flow where I have really Zen music on and I'm kind of like fighting demons. I'm moving, so every joint that I know suffers from poor mobility is ready to go for the day.
Do you know something I've been adding in that I love in my gym sessions is overhead squats?
Yes.
For mobility.
Yes. Do you follow a girl called Coach Yaz? Coach Yaz Badass.
No.
She does loads of Olympic lifting work, and she's saying all these mobility drills that everyone tells you to do. An overhead squat will basically sort your mobility out in one.
Well, there's actually there's pliability, right? And there's GoWOD, and both of them require a test, movement assessment, and literally it is the overhead squat because you can assess pretty much everything from a squat.
What's really interesting though, and this sounds really obvious, but I think it's not until you do something that I have like a bit of a set warm-up routine when I'm in the gym. Like I have really lazy glutes. So if I don't warm them up, if I don't activate them, my lower back will start to compensate, or I get a little niggle. So I do speak to so many clients that will say like, oh, I've got a lower back injury, and I'm like, hang on a minute, where is that coming from? Because from my experience, it can be, I mean, there's loads of different reasons, but sometimes that either the glutes not being activated, I'm going way off, but basically I have a routine to be able to warm everything up. And I was in the gym yesterday and the things that I wanted to do were taken, which is normally the hyper back extension machine. I do that to warm up my glutes, but I don't come all the way up. I come to flat. And it was taken, so I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And I did a little bit of abductors and adductor work on the classic machine.
The good girl, bad girl.
So I did a little bit of those, which are amazing. They definitely have their place. So I did 3 sets of it on each on both of those, and then I did a little bit of leg press, and then I did overhead squat, and the depth of my overhead squat was unbelievable. Like I had weight on the bar, and it was like arse to grass with not that I don't get any pain, but I was like, the fluidity of the movement of how low I was going just from doing that pre-warm up, which I normally do anyway, but like I just changed it up a little bit, like warmed up some different muscles, and I was like,
people forget it, don't they?
So in that case then, all right, with squat depth then, bodybuilders out there doing barbell back squats to parallel, not below. What do you reckon?
I think parallel is where it keeps the tension.
So you don't think they should go all the way down to like?
No, I don't necessarily.
It's more about
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I love it. I use it for mobility. Like I love if I'm doing back squats, especially if I'm strength training. I went for a period of doing a 5x5 sort of rep range. I would come to parallel. I couldn't imagine squatting below that and then having to get it back up again. Like I'm already fighting for my life.
Especially if you butt wink as well. Imagine getting down that low and you butt wink.
Well, I used to a lot. I mean, look, I herniated a disc like 2 years ago. I've been there with sciatic pain, and it was from poor lifting form over time. And then just that. It does. It just catches you out when you pick up a plate one day for a kind of like, ooh, I'm fucked. But no, like now what I do is I've regressed that weight completely, stripped it back, and even like I'm a low bar back squatter through and through. I find it so challenging to do a high bar back squat just because of how my limb lengths all sit. And I'll go into a low bar position, but now I'm practicing getting into that lower than parallel position. Even it's hard for me, and I find it so much more rewarding being able to go that slightly bit lower and accepting in regards to butt wink, because butt wink is not a bad thing. And I do want to say it is not a bad thing.
I think I do it a little bit. I remember someone saying that to me.
It's fine.
Well, you can't necessarily get rid of it. No. People. The structures of the hip don't allow it. Like, some people can, by all means, but like not everyone can.
But it's like that, and it's like when we're talking about deadlift form, we know what really shit deadlift form looks like, but when people round their back but manage to hold that stability in the spine as they pull it up, absolutely fine. It's just if you're like scraping up your legs and bending forwards.
Well, it does still make me go like,
of course it does. Yeah.
What if it goes? What if something goes?
Yeah. And I think the thing is, it depends.
No, don't. It
depends on.
There's so many things. There's so many exercises where I'm doing and I'm like, please don't be the day.
Like bicep curl.
And I'm just.
You feel your bicep tendon just.
Bicep rolling up.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're used to training it, it's okay. You know, it's like, it's the repeatability of motions. Like when you get girls coming on pole, a lot of them, you know, there's probably a lot of injuries you can pick up from pole. I imagine it's quite a few shoulder and hip is primarily.
I thought, sorry, I thought you were going to say few shoulder, shoulder.
I was going to say,
Shoulder, wrist, hamstring, hip.
Forearm, elbow.
Forearm, elbow. Yeah, I've got elbow. What's really funny is I've got it in both elbows since I had Roman, from holding him constantly.
Really?
I then got tendonitis.
What you mean? Are you in brachioradialis tendonitis? Like here?
On both.
Yeah.
It's actually okay now. It's probably taken about 6 months to fully recover.
It took mine 6 years.
Wow.
But so I was on steroids in the past. So
yours just went.
Yeah. So tendons obviously get quite stiff, and I was doing 60 kilo pull-ups at 120 kilos. So I was 180 kilo in total. And then on the 5th rep, I felt something like tear in my arm.
No.
And in 6 years, man, I've been, 12 years. 12 years on and off like that, on and off, comes back, goes away, comes back, goes.
But it's an overuse injury. So it is one of those things that it's hard with those injuries. There's a lot of people we probably train with golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, any overuse injury that you get. It's that kind of repeatability of motion. Now, it's not about avoidance. Like you would probably never tell someone to avoid.
No.
You learn the range where it causes pain and you work around it.
Yeah. Or you have to let your ego go. Like you have to drop 100%. Down the weight.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit like like, let's say with the squat, because we're using that as an example, let's say you did want mobility through the squat and you did want to go like really low and test that. Well, you can't use the weight that you need to start with the bar, if not body weight, and then build. And it's the same when you've got an injury. Like if you feel it flaring up, you need to strip it all the way back again. I have to do that sometimes with my elbows, especially with kettlebell work. Like sometimes it will be, I don't know what movement pattern has really sort of niggled it in the past, but there'll be something, bottoms up. Bottoms up recently I found has really, because I'm really like this, I sort of have to drop the weight back down. I'm a bit like,
it's frustrating.
Still get pain in your, or
sometimes I'll probably get pain at the end of Saturday after I've done a full like 6 hours of teaching.
But then you recover, I take it, like you'll be
recover
right.
immediately, but like it's just overuse now. Like it doesn't put me out, it's just a bit sore.
I thought there's an exercise like called the supination pronation, where you grab a dumbbell and
I love that. You can do that with kettlebell too. Kettlebell's really hard.
That's a fair shout, actually.
What,
kettlebell is dope.
So down here, kettlebell's dangling down and you rotate it.
Yes. Yes, I got my girls to do it the other day.
I'm guessing not like mega heavy, like 4 kilo.
I think I was able to do like a 10.
Shit,
Wow.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
You got a new challenge, my friend.
You post me the video and I'll pop it up and I'll try it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do it when I'm at the studio.
Actually, there is a challenge actually that does that.
What?
The guy, there's loads of dumbbells on the floor, but with kettlebells in this case, and he's got to try and turn them over. And then they get progressively heavier. So it's like going down the dumbbell.
In what position? Is he's not just walking down and turning them over?
The dumbbell's lying on the floor, like, and the camera's facing him, and he's just on the floor, turning it over. Next one's heavier, turning it over until he gets
like in a push-up position, like a high plank.
No, it doesn't have to do the push-up. It's more about like you can squat down, whatever. But it's like that. Do you have the strength to be able to actually
rotate?
Yeah, rotate that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try that.
Any fitness challenges, I fucking love. I love a fitness challenge.
You've got to try I think the one that you said earlier, that's easy for you.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I love the no-handed burpee. I mean, that was a breeze, but that was fun.
The one-arm push-up one is fucking brutal. Can you do a one-arm push-up?
I don't know. I've never tried.
I think you probably could. Like, you've seen your Instagram. You've got the strength for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I reckon I probably could.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think since coming through the fitness industry, you build up that kind of level of strength. As soon as you start seeing stuff, it's so much fun. Yeah. And let's circle this back to functional fitness. It's being able to turn around and say, I can give something a go. Yeah. And not sitting there and being like, I can't do it, I'm too weak. It's having the functionality to be able to, I can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
You asked me to go for a run, gotcha. Do one-handed push-up? Maybe not, but I'll try. It's this kind of great functionality to do this, isn't it? And I think that's the important message to send to people, that fitness is about having the ability to say yes to things.
Yeah.
It's not having the inability to say no just because of your own health, choices.
I think for a female too, that feeling of being strong, I think is so empowering.
Yeah.
Coming from a place of like, take me 10 years ago, I had a severe eating disorder. I was absolutely tiny. I was eating 900 calories a day.
900. Less than Roman now.
Less than Ro, yeah. All I was eating, and those 900, actually, that was probably a push. All I would eat every day was Alpin, the cereal with almond milk, because I knew that almond milk was less calories. So I'd have just a bowl of Alpin and almond milk 3 times a day.
Fucking
basically.
Crazy, mate. Mm-hmm. That is crazy.
And then I would have like tomato soup for lunch, but then have Rivita with it. Like,
can I ask how you transitioned?
Just one Rivita.
Just one Rivita.
Just one.
Can I ask how you transitioned from that? How did you go from having 900 cows to where you are now?
Rob.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And in what? So what? If you don't mind me asking, how? Because there will be people listening here who have like even blokes who watch our podcast who'd be like, I have 1,200 calories.
Yeah.
How did you get out of that?
You've got to have a good support around you, I think, because it comes from deep-rooted body dysmorphia. Like, to put a bit of a warning on that, like it does, I remember I would eat a Chinese and then go look in the mirror, and I was so sure I could see it on my stomach. So like, I was like, I can see it. So I remember like peak of everything, like, family would get a takeaway and I would like just make my own food, because I was like, I can't eat that. But yeah, having the support Rob and then telling me to eat, like guiding me through eating more, and then realizing that when I did eat more, first of all, my physique didn't change that much. Like in terms of like, I mean, how many calories I eat now, you know, you, even if I had a week of eating in a surplus, my physique wouldn't change that much. So that understanding that for a start, and like your physique and how like how that doesn't really impact. But also, the confidence to know that you can eat this stuff, and but it was all with Rob's help and guidance.
Well, that'd be a good chat to have with Rob as well then when he comes on, because I think
definitely
it's such a key point to make for anyone, and the amount of conversations we have with clients, and you know, it is such an emotional conversation. It's something that's like so deeply embedded though. Like Rob will still say to me now, whether or not he'll talk about it, but he'll say to me like, Beck, check yourself, because you're falling back, you're spiraling. Where like, because the thing is, I am so ultra disciplined, and that discipline comes back to that point where like if I've got a photo shoot, or I don't know, like I can switch the level of discipline up really, really easily. Like if you had a pizza here now, I could say no. Like, and sometimes I like to prove to myself as well that I'm like, no, I don't need it. I can do that, where like you need that balance, right? And you need someone in your corner to be like, it's okay, it's fine. But yeah, it's always going to be there. It's how you manage it. I mean, he helped me with that. Body dysmorphia, do you still have some element of that now? Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I literally had a conversation on Wednesday. I posted a video up on Instagram this week, and I posted it up. I love the content. And then I watched it back Tuesday, and I was like, I think I look a bit big. It's so easy. Like because obviously you're big on Instagram. I'm not sure about your YouTube. I haven't had a look at that. But you're in that kind of leadership position where you are being compared to other people, and if you let that get to you too easily, it is very easy to think that I need to look a certain way. I get body dysmorphia as well. Like I look in the mirror, and especially when you get the shit mirror, the one that makes you look skinnier than you are. The clown mirror at festivals, yeah? Yeah, one of those ones. No, but I love the car mirror. You know, when you walk past the car, it makes you look thick. Thick, man. My arm looks like a bodybuilder's arm. Lighting is everything, right? Like I do these photo shoots in squat fitness. You walk in squat and you're like immediately shredded, right? It's the best fucking. Have you been? Yeah. Like you're immediately like the best lighting. It is great lighting. And then I go home. It's got those hexagon light things. Yeah. That's the reason why I put the LED lights in at dynamic. Yeah. I got inspo from it. Yeah. So like because I know it makes you, not because it makes you look good, but it showcases everything, and it's there. It is. It's just feel it. You just get under the right light. Yeah. All the mirrors in my house I've got terrible light in there. It's not one place in my house that's good lighting. So that can be hard. You can get some soft LED lights though, like at you, like like beauty, what do you call mirrors? Yeah. You can just buy like soft LED strips that have the same. But this is what I mean. It will always be there. Body dysmorphia will always be there. You've just got to learn to manage it. And sometimes I do need to be like, stop being stupid. You need to explore it sometimes though. I think people are so scared to explore it as well and understand that they're feeling it, because a lot of people, like we've said about, we did a photo shoot last year. I never thought I'd do a photo shoot. It was never really my cup of tea. Like, I did all the training, but I'm more function over physique. Like I like to move well, but still I know I'll look okay doing it. The physique's a byproduct of what I'm doing. If my body can move and I can say yes to everything, that's what I want. But we did this and it helped me really understand the kind of like nature of the body in terms of like sodium, how much that can impact it, water, like carbs, like all these things that people go, carbs will bloat you out, but you don't understand it until you visually see it happen from having a muffin before a training session, and you just go, my muscles come out. So pumped. Yeah, what's going on? I'll be honest with you though, bodybuilding is one of the worst. Got body dysmorphia. Of course. I think that's where it actually stems from. And you take someone who's completely brand new, their knowledge 9 times out of 10 will be coming from the bodybuilding. For sure. Train 6 days a week, twice a day. Chicken and rice. Yeah, chicken and rice. Yeah. 200 grams of protein. Yeah. You don't even need that much protein, by the way. It's fucking wild. No, you don't. But like it's stuff like that. So it's having that knowledge. Think about it though. You're being judged by a couple of old people on a chair based on how you look. In the comments. You probably get it in your videos though, don't you? You're not smiling. Actually, that brings up a point just very quick. This will be the last time we get the wheel. You've got a great following on social media. Do you ever get any really difficult comments to deal with? No. Because if I do, I haven't really had any actually. I'll delete it. Okay.
I really like, if you want to have a presence on social media, you have to take it with the negative and the positive. And if I get anything negative I'm not just going to be like shutting it down for, because I don't want to deal with it. I am such a, like, me and Rob we just move forward all the time. So I don't spend a lot of time, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here, I don't spend a lot of time comparing myself to others physique wise. When I get into that body dysmorphia trap, I will actually look at my Instagram and look at what I can do. And I'm like, fuck, like, if I want to be able to do that, I need to, like, yeah, I am a little bit thicker than, I'm not thick, but my muscles are bigger, but I want to perform to the level that I'm performing. So what do you want? So I'll bring it back. But yeah, if I ever get any negativity, I will delete it immediately. I don't think twice about it at all. I don't engage. I don't do anything.
Fair. That's fair.
I love it.
You're actually the first, genuinely, you're one of the first person I've met who actually go through and delete, and I value what you've said there, because I think a lot of people, I've had it many times on my TikTok where I just get my back up with someone that I don't care their opinion. Like, I don't care for their opinion. Yeah. And now I'm spending 30 minutes thinking about this fucking bald-headed man who just definitely can't do what I do,
trying to justify it or like getting a bit riled up.
Yeah.
If you're getting riled up, yes. Yeah. If you're like me and you like to just, poke the bear a little bit, it's a bit different. I kind of enjoy it.
If you enjoy it, then like it'll be, I can imagine it's fun. Yeah. But yeah, for me, I'm like,
call me little bro, man. Fuck you, man. Little bro.
To be fair, you handle our podcast comments, don't you? Sometimes, and it's just, I know it's Nick because it's like it's two words. And I'm just like, he has commented on that. That's not me.
It's only when people say weird shit.
They do.
There's actually quite a lot of you that comment.
We love all of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the wheel quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just delete it. It's the best way.
Delete it. Same with any of you guys. You comment any shit on our YouTube, we're going to delete it as well.
No, we won't, because I'll let comment back.
Wow, what's this?
This is our wheel.
I feel like I'm on a game show.
Yeah. This is the best investment we've ever had.
Underrated, overrated. So we're going to spin the wheel. The pen was running out of ink, so it's going to be hard to...
We need to make a business purchase.
We're going to scroll this bad boy. You're going to obviously start, and whatever it is, you're going to say whether it's overrated, underrated, and keep it really short. So you want to spin, and...
I get to spin it?
Yeah.
Anyway?
Whatever way you want.
And I've got to say if it's overrated or underrated.
Overrated or underrated.
God, if you spin this too hard, you're going to be afraid.
Oh, he does that quite often, yeah.
Pole fitness training.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Fair.
I've got to spin it again.
Yeah. Keep going. I mean, I don't think we need to explain that one. We've just done a podcast on it.
I'm not expanding on that anymore. If it lands on it again, I'm out.
What does that say? I can't read from here.
Who's writing this?
This is Nick's, but he's done it blue pen.
Blue pen. Stretching and mobility.
Oh, underrated. So important.
Getting a feel for this so far.
Yeah, done.
Have you written anything on here that's overrated?
Probably. Yeah.
Supplements.
Underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of supplements would you say are underrated?
Creatine.
Yeah.
Electrolytes. Although there was one that I haven't seen it yet. Rob was telling me about it. That was James Smith come out with something about electrolytes recently.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen too
They're
much.
more beneficial for like endurance sport is kind of what electrolytes, because we will get a lot of sodium through our diets naturally based on kind of the processed, ultra processed kind of range.
I feel amazing taking electrolytes. Yeah. It's the first thing I take in the morning. But mainly creatine, I think, is hugely... But again, I'm talking about my population, like my clientele who don't understand about anything like that.
And Newtonic.
And Newtonic, yeah.
Cool.
So when I'm saying, are you taking creatine? They're like, no, what's creatine? I'm like, fuck,
here we go. Your life's going to... My mum takes creatine. She's 63.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
Right, do you want to... I'm going to go for a spin.
Yeah,
I'm going to span in weeks. Yeah, because that's probably why I've spun it too hard now. Hold on. Come on. High volume training.
Oh, yeah, it's got its place.
Underrated.
Maybe underrated.
Okay.
Everything's underrated for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you spin it, Becky.
I think everything's underrated on here. I can see everything. I want to know what people have said of...
Fasted cardio for fat loss.
Overrated.
Yes.
There
we go.
Yeah, overrated.
Agree.
Like, it's just... You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, but not in a rude way. You don't understand. You've taken a headline and gone, I'm going to do cardio for fat loss.
Yeah, but you don't understand the principles behind why this is beneficial.
Yes. Or why you would train fasted, or you've taken a headline of some outdated information and gone, I'm going to train because I want to lose fat.
It's about 10 years ago, I think that came into the fray, didn't it? Yeah.
Even I would be like, if I totally get why you would think that.
Yeah.
But it's coming from an inexperienced place.
Oh, for sure.
Look at that. Gold nuggets today. And
for God's sake, man, come on. Just stop spinning it.
We'll finish off with a beautiful cardio warm-ups.
Oh, underrated.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it just brings the heart rate up a little bit, doesn't it? Gets the body nice and warm. You don't have to do a lot. 5 minutes. I program it in every single client's workout.
Yeah.
Just prep the body.
Yeah, I'd say like 5 minutes, incline incline 2.5, and then go like set in 6 or 7. Just quick walk on the treadmill, get the blood flow moving.
I say use any piece of cardio equipment that you want.
Yeah.
Bike, rower's really, really good.
Sorted.
I mean, strength training, I don't do any warm-up cardio-wise, but I walk to the
Do you
gym.
do like, yeah, but I was going to say...
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty warm by the time I get to the gym.
Because that's
If
fine.
you walk, then that's your cardio warm-up.
That is my cardio warm-up.
Lovely stuff. Well, Becky, we've loved having you on. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
Really do appreciate it. And I feel like there's so much more we can delve into.
Yeah,
Do you wanna-
have a
I'll let
question.
someone move the wheel first. So you're just going to hold it.
No.
Okay, you can hold it. I just got...
Phil, yeah.
So, do you know this doesn't pick up on the mic? So every time we like gorgeous sound, you can't hear it.
You can't hear this?
No.
Really?
At all.
That's sad.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you've got some really good ones on here as well.
Do you want to say one more then? Go on.
Well, there's
Fitness wearables.
actually, I'd be interested in your view on this one.
Which one?
Protein timing.
Go on then. Do you want me to sound overrated?
No, well, yeah.
Overrated.
You think overrated?
Overhead.
I would agree. I just wanted to know what your opinion
Yeah,
was.
because the problem is a lot of people with protein timing have come back from the same thing you were saying there. It's a uneducated background of just hearing something and listening to it, because it doesn't really matter when you have your protein, because protein goes in your body and your body goes, oh cool, we've had some protein.
Yeah.
It doesn't go, it's 3 o'clock, I've eaten 30 grams of protein, that means I get more muscle mass. It doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah, it's beneficial maybe post training because you're slightly more
In that magic window.
I don't know.
You can.
You know what? I come from a slightly different angle with it in terms of like our ancestors didn't fucking have, 30 grams of protein every hour.
Yeah.
And so like the human body's adaptable to whatever you throw on it.
Yeah, and also on this really quick, I think it all depends. Something that I heard recently. It's all about what your body can do as well and digest.
Yeah.
Like I can have 50 grams of protein in one sitting and my body's fine and can digest it. If you can't, then you need to. I know that's not necessarily linking in with timing, but I think it's a good point on
One thing
protein.
I'd like to put in here, I wish it was on the wheel, is protein fucking supplements. Like sometimes people have their entire day of meal eating is like
Yes.
protein bar, protein this. It's like, why don't you just eat food?
Yes, I actually say to my clients a lot about this. I'm like, you need to drop the processed foods.
Yeah.
They're like, but what do you mean? I'm like, well, the protein, everything that you've got in your day to day, the bar, the breakfast.
People eat people who want a protein bar, they just want chocolate. And that happens to be
The grenade are good.
I would still prefer that over a chocolate bar if they are like
I'll
obviously
just
looking
eat
for
the
stuff.
Mars bar and then I'll eat some chicken.
Well, you can do that alternatively,
I
but
agree with
like,
you.
I would prefer to have that rather than a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
But right, what we will say, Becky, is the camera down the middle is yours. You can plug away your services, your business, your Instagram, whatever you like. You can take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, you can follow me on Instagram, Becky Dunn. I actually changed my Instagram handle recently, so Becky Dunn. And I am the founder of Dynamic Aerial Academy in Chandlersford. So if you want to come down and try out pole. When is this going out? We actually have a free open day next week. Not yet.
Hold on.
It's not next
George this week. Is it next week? 14th, Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, that's the day we have our open day.
Do it.
I would have been gone then. It would have been gone. It would have been too late.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to come and try pole and fitness, then yeah, come down in Chandlersford.
Lovely.
Yeah, you guys will need to come down. I will make you come down.
We will. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. And you like, follow, and subscribe. And make sure to check the most recent video with George from Maths. It was a really good episode. And this one with Becky was fantastic too. We'll catch you later.
Thank you.